Greetings, my name is Paul, and I am the lead research technician at the How to Linux Research Labs, and I'm also the administrator of the Pop! OS group on Facebook. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to install Microsoft SQL Server on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. Okay, let's get started. Okay, here's my FastFetch screen to prove I'm actually in a POP session here, POP 2204, and I'm going to install Microsoft SQL Server on here. And we're going to do this in about 3, 4, or 5 different major steps. First step we're going to do is download the key and save it. Then we're going to download and register the SQL Server repository to our sources list. Then we're going to use APT to we're going to update APT so it becomes aware of it. Then we're going to use APT to install the MS SQL Server, and then we're going to do a couple more things at the end where we're going to do a little setup and set a password, and then we're going to go ahead and verify that the server is actually running with our systemctl command. Okay, so the first step we're going to do is download the public key and store it locally. So back with that first step in a minute. Okay, so this is the command to download the key. Okay, let me break it down a little bit. First you have to have this curl utility installed. It probably should already be installed on your POP installation. If not, go ahead and install it. Sudo apt install curl. Then we can go ahead and download the key here, and then it pipes the key into this other command here. What's essentially what it's doing is it's storing the key in this local path here. This key is not already in my local path here, but once we're done with this, we can check it and see that it's actually there and what it looks like. Okay, so once you have this command keyed in here, everything looks good here. Go ahead and enter on that. Okay, it downloaded the key, and I would assume it stored it locally in this path here. User share key rings. Okay, let's take a look at that path just to verify that it actually did download and store it there. So we're going to go ahead and CD into that path here. User share key rings. Okay. All right, and then we're going to clear on that, and then let's LSA on that. See what's in here. This is what we just downloaded, right? This is the key right here. Now, if you use Nano to look at it, you won't be able, because it's encrypted, and Nano will just give you messages, and it'll just be all garbled. You won't be able to make it, any sense of it. But let's just see what happens anyway. See, yeah, it's unreadable and it's encrypted. Okay, so you can't use Nano like you would normally. So we'll X out of there, and what we'll do is we'll use GPG to take a look at that file. Okay, GPG, new privacy guard, and then we're going to go ahead and pass that Microsoft key into it. Okay. Okay, now that looks better, way more readable. Okay, let's take a little quick look here. It looks pretty good. Hash. Okay, so if you want to take a look at what's inside the GPG file, a key file, this is the way to do it right here. Okay, so that's good. Okay, that's step one. So the key has been downloaded and installed locally, and it looks good. Okay, now we can move on to step number 2. Download the repo URL and add it to our sources list. And back with that step next. Okay, I CD'd back to my home directory here. Okay, this is the next command we're going to issue to download the repo URL and add it to our sources list. Let's take a quick little look here right now to see if it's already here. And you'll see that it's not already here. So we'll go to our sources now. You see there's 4 here. When we're done, there'll be a 5th one here for the Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so we'll close that real quick. And let me a little quick little breakdown again. You need curl to download the URL here. The source is the source here, and then it's going to pipe it into. It's going to pipe it the output of that into this next set of commands, which will be the T, which means it's going to put the repo URL into our sources list, and then it's also going to output what it did to the terminal. That's what the T does. It stores it locally, and it also tells you visually and as a terminal output what it did. Okay, so it's going to add this list. It's going to add this right here, MS SQL Server -2022.list to our sources list. Okay, so once you have all that keyed in and everything, take a look at it real quick. Then go ahead and enter on that, and that was pretty good. Everything looks like it went through pretty good. So this T right here not only takes this repo URL and stores it locally into our sources list, but it also displays what it did right here. This is part of what the T command does here. Internally and externally. This is the external part. And then we're going to check the internal part of it right now. Okay, so we can clear on that. Go ahead and clear on this. Okay, so we cleared all out of that, and then we're back into the repo manager in PopShop, extra sources tab, and you can see there's a fifth one here. That wasn't there before. It adds it on the fly, and we're all good to go here. MS SQL Server. Okay, good. All right, we're done with that. Now, at this point, APT doesn't know about that repo URL having been added to the sources list for it to pull from. So we're going to have to issue a standard. I'll keep the video rolling here, and then we're going to go ahead and issue a standard APT update command. No upgrade, just update. This way, the APT index will be updated with the new addition we just added right now. So at this point, it doesn't know about it, but now it should once we're done updating the APT cache. Okay, let me take a look here and see if there's anything to be worried about here. Okay, we did hit a fault here. No public key is available. Okay, so we can't go any further. We have to make a fix here. According to their documentation, if the public key is not available from the URL that we used before to download the key, then we're going to have to make an adjustment here. I think it's the same URL we're downloading the key from here. I think it's the same, except it's going to be stored into a different location. So instead of that other location, it's going to be stored here, and then we can go ahead and verify that it's been added here, and then we'll take a look at what it looks like in there. So this is the command that we're going to have to use because the first one didn't work for the public key. I assume this is private. I'm not sure. I just know it's not public. So if you get this, no public key available, just key in this command here, and you should be okay. Okay, let's go ahead and enter on that. Okay, there's the hash or whatever. Okay, everything looks like it went through pretty good. Let's CD into that path and see what it looks like. See if it's there. Etsy APT, right? So let's go ahead and CD into there. APT. Trusted, okay. And then Microsoft, this last part is going to be the file. So I think we're okay to this point here. We'll LSA on that. And let's look for it here. Okay. Not here, not there, not there. I did see it here. Okay, here it is, Microsoft.asc. I need to look that up to see what ASC stands for. I haven't seen it that many times. Got to refresh my memory on that one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, and we found it here. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay. We're going to pass the file in here to GPG again, new privacy guard. Let's take a look at it. Okay, that looks readable and it looks okay. Okay, I think we should be okay at this point here. Now we've properly added the key in the right key in the right location. So we should be okay here. Okay, we're clear on that. Okay, the key situation should have been fixed at this point. So we'll go back and do our APT update, and let's see what happens this time. Okay, that looked a lot better. I think everything went through that time. And as you can see here, we'll kind of take a little look here, and you see here's the sources list. I mean the source in our sources list for Microsoft SQL Server 2022. Okay, that looks good. No errors. I think we're okay at this point. Now APT knows about that repo, and we can use APT to install Microsoft SQL Server. So back with that next command. Okay, here's the command to actually install Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, sudo apt install. Y means I think it won't prompt you to install it. It'll just go ahead and just do it. It won't ask you, do you want to install it? It'll just do it for you. It'll just start installing it. Okay, so yeah, this right here is the command to install Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, and it's going to pull it from that repo. All right, let's see what happens here. Enter on that, and it's just going to go ahead and download the server and whatever dependencies that are needed. And then back when it's done. Looks like it's going pretty good right now. Okay, Microsoft SQL Server has been installed. We have one more step to do, or two more, to complete the setup. We have to do this little bit of setup here, and then we're going to go ahead and check the status of the server service in our terminal with systemctl. Okay, so we have to run this right here. I don't know if we actually have to. It says to do this if you want to, set your password. So we're going to go ahead and set a password just to cover that base. The reason why we're typing in the full path here is because I believe this is not on the path variable. So we have to cd into here and run it, or just use the full path this way. So let's just go ahead and see what happens here. I'm just going to go ahead and key in the full path, or we can cd into that path as well, I believe, and run setup from there. But we'll just do it the way the documentation says here. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and key all that in. Okay, key on the entire path. Okay. And then one more. Okay, and then setup. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and key all that in there, and we're going to hit enter on the setup, and let's see if we can, set our password. Okay, let's take a look here. What is our addition? Let me take a look and see. Well, let's see. I can probably do it right here. Actually, I'm going to say that it's I don't know. I'm going to go ahead with I'm not really quite sure. I didn't really have a chance to really. Let me take a quick little look, and I'll figure out the best addition here. I think I have an idea. Let me take a quick look. I'll be back when I'm done. I'm just going to go with addition number 2. Probably any one of these first 3 might be okay. I'm going to go with number 2. And if you paid and you know what addition you have, then go ahead and key the number in accordingly. Otherwise, I'm just going to go with 2. Just get past the screen. That should be okay for me. Take a quick little look here. I think we're okay with 2. Let's go ahead and click on 2. And then we'll try to set up our password this way. Do I accept the license terms? Yes. Enter the SQL Server System Administrator password. SA. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and key in my password here. 8, 9, 10. I make it 10. Uppercase, lowercase, numbers. That's what I used. Okay. So I keyed it in. Let's see if it takes it. I have to confirm. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and confirm my password again. Okay. And let's see what happens here. configuring SQL Server. Okay, so far it looks good. And back when it's done, and we'll check the status of it. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, let's take a little look here. Okay, I think we're okay here. Nothing to worry about here. Setup has completed successfully. SQL Server is now starting. Okay, let's see if it's actually running now. So we'll clear on this. And our last step we're going to do is we're going to, once the configuration is done, which is what we just did, the configuration, we're going to verify that the service is running. Okay, so I'm in the home directory here, right? Home directory. Okay, I'm going to go sudo systemctl status, and I'm going to check the status of my SQL Server. Okay, see what I did there? I just keyed in a couple of characters, hit the tab key, and it auto-completed everything. MS, tab, and it completes the whole string there. Microsoft SQL Server .service. Okay, let's see what the status is here. Actually, the documentation says to add one more flag here. No pager. Okay, now let's check it now. Yep, okay, that looks good. Green, loaded, active, running, enabled for the next time, across reboots. Okay, I think that looks pretty good there. So, Microsoft SQL Server is running on our Pop! OS Linux 22.04. Okay, so that's pretty much as far as I'm going to go. It's a very, I think it's a kind of a complicated tool. You know, other programs, you just download and install one file, boom, you're all set. This has a lot of different ins and outs. It's a little bit more vast than other programs that I might install or make a video of. But I'll stop right here. There's some more maybe I'll do later in a different video, but I think this might get you up and running with Microsoft SQL Server. Okay? Like I said, there's other things to probably do as well, some other tools to install. But I'm going to stop right here. I think this should be enough to get you started. So we're going to go ahead and clear on that, and I'll leave you with the fast fetch screen here. Okay? So I think that's going to be it for the video. Okay, so that was how to install Microsoft SQL. SQL, structured query language. SQL. It's also called SQL. So that was how to install Microsoft SQL Server on Pop! OS Linux 22.04. I want to thank you for watching, and I want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe on the video. And until my next video, I am Paul, and I am the lead research technician at the How to Linux Research Labs, and I'm also the administrator of the Pop! OS Linux Facebook group. And until my next video, happy Linuxing.